My name is Greg Stone, and I'm Chief Scientist for Oceans at Conservation International, and I'm at the 2011 Peter Benchley Awards in Washington, D.C.
Okay. Tell us some events that led up to you winning this award.
The events that led up to me leading this award were 10 years ago now, actually 11, when I led an expedition to the last remote, unexplored coral archipelago in the world in the Central Pacific called the Phoenix Islands. And that was with National Geographic and others. And over the course of the last 10 years, that original research, which has been repeated a couple times since then, repeat visits, has led to creation of the world's largest World Heritage Site in the ocean and the world's second largest marine protected area, about the size of California.
Okay. Tell us about the award that you won and describe what it means to you.
The award means a lot to me for a couple of reasons. One is that Peter Benchley was one of my best friends, and knew him for 25 or more years, and he and I explored and did a lot of things together, and he was actually aware of and sort of one of my confidants in the development of this particular project. So there's a real personal connection here for me with Peter and his passion and love and connection to the ocean. So this is probably one of the most meaningful awards I've ever gotten because of the personal connection, and my relationship with Peter is one of my best friends. The other part of it is it's wonderful and appropriate and fitting that the world is now looking to the ocean as the next frontier in stewarding our planet and making awards and making recognition and bringing acknowledgement that doing things in the ocean is actually incredibly important, because up until now it's been mostly focused on land. So we really are at a new frontier, and the Peter Benchley Awards, I think, are in some ways leading that in terms of acknowledging that the oceans are now something that we have to pay attention to.
Hey, please describe this event and why it is important. I know you touched on a little bit of it already, but if you could just maybe...
This event is of the highest quality, and what I mean by that is the thought that has gone into it, the planning. It's very strategic in that we have the key people that are involved in ocean affairs here for this gathering. So the acknowledgement and the awards are one thing, and that's nice, but it's also very important that we gather this group for the group thinking that happens, the creativity, really the magic that can happen when you get the right group of people together on a subject of common interest and of such great importance.
What does the ocean mean to you?
The ocean is, after my family, everything to me. I grew up watching Jacques Cousteau documentaries in the 60s with my mask and flippers on, sitting on the living room floor, and totally obsessed with the ocean as a youngster, and then I pursued a career diving and became a marine scientist. And that's actually when Peter and I met shortly after that. He was young and I was young, and we both had a passion for the ocean. He was writing books about the ocean, and I was doing research in the ocean. So it's just been I've been obsessed with it actually all my life, and I have turned my attention to conservation of late because just exploring the ocean and having fun diving, which I did a lot of for many years, I realized wasn't enough, especially when I began to see what was happening to the seas and the fish and the coral, that if I didn't start to redirect my energies, this fabulous environment, this fabulous asset that we have here on the planet is going down the tubes. So now I spend most of my time working on conservation and research and exploration geared towards protecting the oceans.
What inspired you to explore the ocean?
I love, let's rephrase that. What has inspired me to explore the ocean is that I love diving. I developed a deep passion and love of scuba diving the day I turned 16, which is the earliest you could do it. So it brought me into the ocean, and initially I was taking pictures. I was commercial scallop diving. Then I got into research, and it was really the feeling of diving, the exploration, the weightlessness underwater, the animals. I just love marine animals. They're so amazing, and they really are the major animals on the planet. You know, all life came originally from the ocean to the land, so that the ocean really is the repository of biodiversity on our planet. So that when you get into it and you're diving down there, whether it be submarines or scuba diving, you're really exploring the very essence of life on Earth. And my exploration has led me to Antarctica, to the bottom of the ocean in submarines. I've dived all the oceans of the planet. I stopped counting my scuba dives after about 7,000, and I did many hundreds of those with Peter Benchley, actually. So it's really just a love of being in the water that brought me into the career.
Great. Okay, last question. Throughout your years of ocean exploration, what has been some of the most uplifting success stories of ocean conservation?
Throughout my career, which is now spanning, I guess, about 35 years, the most uplifting experiences and things that I've seen are the big uptake in creating marine parks around the planet. You know, we protect about 12% of the land currently, and we protect only about 1% of the ocean. And we're really at that tipping point right now where we all understand that we need to start protecting a lot more of the ocean and catch up, in a sense, to what's happened on land. So right now, you know, here in 2011, there's a tremendous momentum for creating large ocean parks, and this is very exciting to me. It's probably where we were on land about 100 years ago, when we started to realize that we needed to set parts of the land aside from intense human use in order to preserve what's there. Yes, that's important, but also in order to save and conserve the natural capital of the planet. And by that I mean the services, the benefits we get from nature. On land, you can think of things like pollinators, you can think of fresh water. All these things come from nature, and without them society cannot survive. You cannot survive. We cannot survive. And we now understand the ocean plays an even more central role than the land does in terms of most of the air we breathe, the food that we take in. 1 out of every 4 people on the planet gets their daily protein from the ocean every day. Climate regulation, healthy coastlines protect us from storms. We've suddenly realized now that we need to protect these natural assets in order to protect ourselves.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.